This is the War Room with PMAC, presented by Chiefs Focus. On this show, PMAC and you provide you front office insight into crafting a championship caliber team for the Chiefs. They are identifying the right pieces to possibly meld together to lead to success this upcoming season.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What it do? Welcome to another episode of the War Room with PMAC. We were on a small hiatus, but we're back now, baby. We're back, and I am you. That's the letter, not the word. That guy over there, PMAC. What it do, man?
What's good, Diz, man? How you been doing, man?
Man, I've been all right. Been busy, but I've been all right. How about you?
Same here, man. I can't complain. Busy. Been staying busy. I know, like you mentioned, we've been on a hiatus, man. We've been taking care of a lot of stuff in our hiatus. Personal stuff and also stuff in regards to Chiefs Focus and also trying to build our stuff together. And then also seeing a lot of stuff that's happened in that time that I can't wait to talk about on the show today. So that leads me to say, hey, everybody, thank you for joining us for another episode. This is episode 20 of the War Room with PMAC, presented by Chiefs Focus. And we haven't been on here. We haven't been back here since the bye week. And during that time, you know, the team was focused on winning, especially with some outside assistance. And on this episode, Thiz and I will recap everything, and that's news to me, highlight my three standouts from Sunday's dramatic finish, and discuss the three keys to victory in this highly anticipated matchup with the Buffalo Bills this Sunday. So
let's get into it.
Let's do it.
And now, that's news to me.
That's news to me. That's news to me.
That's news to me.
All right, so the Chiefs defeat the Denver Broncos 16-14 behind a walk-off blocked field goal. They secured the thrilling victory over the Broncos on Sunday, remaining unbeaten this season. With just 1 second left, the Broncos kicker Will Lutz lined up for a 35-yard field goal to potentially win the game. However, linebacker Leo the Freak Chanel blocked the kick, sealing the Chiefs' win at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs defense delivered a strong performance, shutting down the Broncos after they initially led 14-3 with 2 second-quarter touchdowns. The Chiefs rallied with 13 unanswered points, including a crucial 20-yard go-ahead field goal from kicker Harrison Butker. With under 6 minutes remaining, Butker scored all the points for either team in the second half with 3 field goals, but Mahomes completed 28 of 42 passes for 266 yards and a touchdown, finding Kelsey for a 2-yard score late in the second half, where that touchdown has led Kelsey to tie with Tony Gonzalez for the most touchdown catches in Chiefs history. And the Chiefs defense also held the Broncos under 28 points for the 30th consecutive game, demonstrating their resilience again in securing this victory. Andy Reid said it, "I'm proud of our guys for battling. They got big hearts," and you got a chance to see that on Sunday as they showed that. The victory maintained the perfect record and secured their 12th consecutive winning season under Coach Reid. And Coach Reid reported no injuries following the game, and now we got this highly profile matchup against the Bills this coming Sunday.
Man, that game, I don't know what I think, but that crazy outcome was what matters the most, right?
Yeah.
What I basically see is that you got Chiefs wins from all three areas. You know, you got Chiefs wins from the offense, you got Chiefs wins from the defense, you got Chiefs wins from the special teams this season, which is what you need.
Yeah.
But you also see almost a full complement of weapons, I guess. You see it, like in 2018, it was mostly about the offense, right? In last season, it was probably mostly about, I would consider it mostly about the defense. And now you're starting to see that, like, to me, it's a culmination of 2018 up to now, where you got the offense, you got the defense, and special teams is coming through, not just on kick returns, but on even field goal attempts. So that's huge because you need all that. when you are going for a three-peat, because we have. I mentioned this. I commented this on the First and 10 show.
Yeah.
Chiefs Focus First and 10, that you playing 20. The Chiefs have played more games in the last 5 years. Hold on. Patrick Mahomes been here since 2018.
Yep.
So 6 years. You've played more football in 6 years than anybody, I want to say, ever. I haven't done the math yet. But not only are you talking about making it to the AFC Championship every year, but then those times you went to the Super Bowl. And then you went from 16 games to 18, 16 to 18 games. So there's that too. So you've played more football than even Tom Brady in that championship, in that first run. So it's gonna wear on the team, and we've seen a lot of stuff. So, what are your thoughts?
Man, I just feel that, like you said, man, we just stay the course, man, because every game is not going to be easy. And I've always been saying, especially when we're the hunted, as the back-to-back defending world champions, we're going to be hunted. Every team is going to play us like this is their Super Bowl, because that's how big of a deal it is for them. And after, let's say, they beat us, it boosts their confidence. They're saying, okay, we got the pieces to really compete with any team and everything. It's always like that with the NFL. But the guys, we just simply find ways to win, man. And I just like, for example, and we're going to talk about one of the players in the next part of this segment. He mentioned the McCall Hardman. All right, man, on to the next. McCall told him, hey, man, wait. Just watch, because I've been here at Arrowhead for all these years. Anything could happen, and then that block happened. So, so Sunday's victory featured like the third block field goal on the game's final play in the past 10 years. So look at that. First, it was Charvarius Ward 2019. And actually, this is Leo Chenal's second blocked field goal that he had back previously in February in Super Bowl 58. And then 9 months later, he blocks the field goal right here. So that's the 3 field goals in the past 10 years. And it speaks volumes about how Dave Toub has perfected every facet of the special teams unit to take care of every aspect of the game. And that speaks volumes about how valuable special team is. And also, I did hear that it was Spags who told Dave Toub, hey, you can use my guy Leo. You can use all these guys. We're going to blitz. So it's like they came together and collided. And that's the example of teamwork making the dream work. And another word that I like to use, as I saw in the movie Moneyball, buying wins, because they were even players who were doing things they normally wouldn't do, but they did well at it because they worked on it.
Precisely. This is the difference between a normal team and a championship caliber team is because, and everybody's like, oh, and this comes with the territory, people. This isn't something you have to worry about. It comes with the territory. If you don't remember, just think back 20 years ago when it was the Patriots. It comes with the territory. People said that the refs got paid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The refs had nothing to do with them running over that lineman. Like they had nothing to do with that.
They're just mad because they couldn't believe that could happen. Like, it was just a normal field goal. I'm like, dude, it's called win the game. You're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Dude was off balance the whole game. Every extra point, he was off balance. Every single one. And they saw it. They saw it in film. They took advantage of it. And that's championship football. Period.
Exactly.
Period. So, I mean, but like I said, this is the same things you're saying about the Patriots 20 years ago. So it's cool that we get to say that about us now. We are living in unprecedented times. I don't think it will ever be this good again.
Never again. So
in Kansas City Chiefs history, it probably will never be this good again.
Never. So Chiefs Kingdom, if you're listening to this, enjoy it right now, man. Because this is the time, man. I know you've all been waiting for this. So, hey, enjoy it while we can, baby. It's not going to last forever. Go ahead.
Let me bring this up. Since I said it's not going to last forever. Was there a part of you that thought we were going to go back to the 2018 offense when we got Worthy, and then we got, when we got Worthy and all that? Was there part of you that thought maybe the 2018 offense was back? Because I heard that a lot.
No, and I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter the player. Like, yes, you get Worthy try to replicate that. And of course, the offense was at its best when Sammy Watkins was on the field too. But I'll get to that part of the aspect later. It's just fans need to stop doing the same thing that Ravens fans always do. Oh, because we got Kyle Hamilton. Oh, he's going to remind us of Ed Reed. Oh, we got Roquan Smith. He's going to remind us of Ray Lewis. Stop it. Stop it. That's why I love the player that we're going to talk about in the next segment. He told those guys when he just got acquired, when they asked him, hey, what makes you who you are? Like, what can I do to apply some of the stuff that you do to my game? And his answer, just be yourself. In other words, be the player that fans loved you before you got to the league. And also when you were in the league, be that same guy. As simple as that. And ever since he said that, everybody's starting to play like the vintage version of themselves in this team. And this is what you exactly want to see. Fans just want to say this and be like, oh, yes. Oh, he throws those 50-yard bombs. Oh, I'm going to come. Like, stop it. Just stop it, people.
Just the reason I bring it up is because when Worthy was here, when we drafted Worthy, I heard a lot of things about going back to the 2018 offense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. The big 50-yard passes. Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't mind you being happy about that. That's fine. It's a great idea that you're happy about that. But I don't think Pat will ever throw for another 50-yard season. I don't think it'll happen. Because here's the thing. When you reach for things that you used to have, when you reach for things that happened to you and you pat at it and it has passed you up and you reach for it again, rarely does it ever come back to you. Rarely. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about in the league. Jerry Jones. He's reaching for the championship. Just one. He's reaching for just one championship. He'll never get it again. I'm letting you know. He'll never get it again.
No, he will never. Dog, you took the words right out of my mouth.
At this point, he's basically like Thanos. He'll give whatever to get that championship. He will give up his daughter for that championship. At what did it cost? Everything.
Everything. So, man.
Jerry Jones, same thing with the Patriots, same thing at the 49ers. It's never going to be that way. We could win championships. You could be a winner still, but it's never going to happen in the same manner that it did. It just stop trying to go back to those times. Those times are done. Now you're going to have to find new ways.
Make new memories.
That's just the way it happens to be. So we can't sit here. It's not worth it. It's not advantageous to us to try to go back to 2018. And Andy Reid knows that. The whole point, Kareem, that's the reason Kareem's here.
Yes.
That's the reason Kareem's here. Not to relive 2018, but be a new version of what we are. Like, you can't turn back time. There's no such thing as a fountain of youth. So you just got to reinvent who you actually are right now.
Absolutely, man. And I'm with that there. And speaking of those new faces, man, we all know this. During our time away, we noticed that the Chiefs made some bold moves. And it's shocking that a day and a half before this move happened, we were doing on our hiatus. We were talking about a move for a wide receiver. And one of the names I did mention, and I just always felt for the last few years, this name was always on my mind for some reason. But I'll never forget waking up Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. to a text thinking, man, this is a hoax. This got to be a hoax. And then getting a buzz from Ian Rappaport by saying the Chiefs had traded for star wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, Nuke, from the Tennessee Titans for a conditional 5th-round pick, which now is going to be a 4th-round pick at this point. This addition has brought much needed consistency to the passing attack of the Chiefs. Before acquiring D-Hop, Mahomes threw 6 touchdown passes, 8 interceptions with an 82.5 passer rating and averaged 32 passing yards per game in his first 6 games before they got D-Hop. After getting D-Hop, Mahomes is throwing 6 touchdown passes, just 1 interception, and a 102 passer rating, averaging 273 yards passing per game over the last 3 games. It's also benefited Kelsey. Kelsey only averaged about 41 yards per game with no touchdowns before D-Hop. But now you got D-Hop. Kelsey looks like the vintage version of himself. He's improved his catches from 4.7 catches a game to 10 to 11 catches a game and averaging 85 yards per game and has scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3. So this shows that D-Hop brings a vital element to the offense that Mahomes hadn't had consistently since Sammy Watkins. And the offense performed at its best when Sammy played on the outside, and D-Hop has already demonstrated the talent to fulfill that role and elevate it further. So,
look, man, it was fool. It was a mission of fools, okay, to think that Travis Kelce was going to be your number 1 receiver in year, what is it?
13.
13? That was a mission of fools. I kind of think it was a mission of fools 10 years ago, thinking that coming into the season, expecting him to be your number 1 receiver.
Exactly.
I was wrong early, and I'm happy to say that I was. But to keep thinking that every year is a mission of fools, Father Time comes for us all. Father Time comes for us all.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got a future to think about. Like, he's not out here single, ready to mingle. He's not out here laying it all on the line. He's not out here just trying to put it all on the field. He might still be trying to put it all on the field, but he's still got to go home to somebody. He still got people. He got people he loves ready to think about him and don't want to see him in a decrepit state. So that means you got to take a step back a little bit. His priorities have shifted. So, and like I said, Father Time comes for us all. He's in year 13. 13 years in the league. Yeah, you might take a step back as the number 1 receiver. However, when you have somebody else to account for, somebody else that needs to be accounted for, i.e., your Sammy Watkins, like you mentioned, i.e., some number 1 receiver, it takes the pressure off of him because now they don't have to bring a linebacker and a safety down to help him.
Nope.
Now they have to rely on one of those guys to help him, to cover him. And you can't do that with Kelsey.
Oh,
you just can't. He's too fast for linebackers. He's too strong for safeties, most of them.
Too fast for his age for cornerback still, because I still see him breaking cornerbacks' ankles. And like this basketball, he's like, just give me a basketball. I'm going to show y'all even what a 35-year-old could do. He'd be cross dudes, put him on the ground, breaking ankles. Oh, Lord.
Corners can't handle him at all.
No.
So, and you bring in a guy like D-Hop, it takes that pressure off of him because you got to commit a defensive person to him, to D-Hop. And even with 3 guys around, that guy's already still catching the ball. So it's just one of those things. We needed that extra help. That's all it is. And Kelsey could still have that 1,000-yard season. It's a little bit far-fetched at this point, but it's still a real possibility. I think he gets it. I do agree.
Yeah.
Or close to it like he did last year. 999, 987, 9. Because if we get the number 1 seed, which by the by, we're looking forward now.
Yeah.
If we win this game and we just figure out ways to win with losing minimal games, I'm not saying we're going undefeated, but if we lose minimal games, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get that number 1 seed and have the rest that we need. So that getting that first bye, that wild card bye, would be tremendous for this team. Especially with our bye week having happened back in week 6 or whatever week it was. That's early. It's bad. We're actually treading water really well right now based on how the season normally goes, because at this point we should be normally on our bye.
Absolutely.
and we're starting to see the injuries pile up a little bit. But we got guys coming back. We got guys that are leaving. So, it's a healthy give and take. So,
yeah. And speaking of that, we also made another move too. We also acquired focus on the defensive side of the ball, because after the D-Hop move, I said, even in our group chat, I was like, okay, we need an extra pass rusher, because the reason why is because I looked at the time, the Chiefs are right now bottom fifth in sacks. And I feel like we need an extra pass rusher, even if Charles Omenihu comes back, and he is. Adding this guy also helps give us enough pass rushing. That is none other by trading a 2026 6th-round pick for Patriots DN linebacker, off-ball linebacker and DN, Joshua Uche. And with the addition of Uche and with the return of Charles Omenihu, Spags has to use his NASCAR package, because if you looked at the film, because Uche gets to reunite with Mike Dana, if you see them, they had Aiden Hutchinson and Kwity Paye, who plays for the Colts. That was on that same D line. Jim Harbaugh used Spags' NASCAR package with those guys. And that's why I love the move too. And also, I know people are going to talk about how Uche's playing time has been limited, just playing over 20 snaps over the last 2 games. But I think he has a chance to make a significant impact against the Bills, especially if you see one of his games where he sacked Josh Allen and forced a fumble. He's recorded 8 solo tackles and 2 sacks in those last 3 games against the Bills since 2022. And I think he should definitely have a good chance to make an impact. And according to sources close to Jordan Schultz, he mentioned that not only Omenihu, but Isaiah Pacheco is expected to return from IR. But both players will not play this Sunday.
In regards to Uche, I think this is the game for him to get most of the snaps that he's had so far.
This should be his coming out party game.
And the reason I say that, he was in a division with Josh Allen for his whole career. A lot of his highlights have been him going after Josh Allen. With Chris Jones blocking, with Chris Jones doing his thing, and that offensive line that they have, it's not horrible. Okay, let's get that straight. It's not horrible, but it's not amazing either.
Right.
With that situation happening, and Josh Allen wanting to run, because Josh Allen's he hasn't been running like he did 2 years ago. However, don't think he won't take off in this game. He might be quicker to take off in this game than he has been in any other game. And
this is the most important game to him too, bro. This is his Super Bowl. Every time he plays the Chiefs, it's his Super Bowl.
Precisely. And we're gonna be real. Let's be honest. Let's be real. The Bills only have 2 losses. Okay. This will be our first loss. And then if we end the season with the same record, they'll have the number 1 seed and home playoff. They'll have home playoff and they'll have a week off. The last thing we need is to relinquish that to them. This will give them their 3rd loss if they lose to us. It'll give us our 1st loss, but it gets them closer to where we are.
Yeah.
And we've already beat the Ravens. So, if we end up with the same record at the end of the year, we get the number 1 seed. I think this year the number 1 seed means more to us than it ever has in the past, ever.
Yeah.
And the last time we had the number 1 seed was what, 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2020 season where we had that stupid Super Bowl that shall never be mentioned. But yeah, that's why the name of the show is possibly the biggest game of the regular season for us. That's why that's the name of this show, is because of that specific reason. This game here means a lot for the rest of the regular season. It really does.
Absolutely, man. And I feel like with the pass rush and everything, I feel like with everyone healthy, especially with Omenihu coming back and Pacheco coming back, we should see them all next week. And especially with time and everything, we could talk about that on the next. Well, actually, we could definitely talk about that in part of the next thing. But I wanted to mention also that one of the last parts of the news thing that two things before we move on to the next segment, which is that Coach Reed said that Juju will be available this Sunday.
Yes.
And that's great because this unit will be unmatched. I mean, it features D-Hop, Kelsey, Kareem, Juju, McCole Hardman, and Xavier Worthy, giving them so many options. And then also the last part of news before we move on to the next segment that we just saw yesterday, because I was on my way back from our event, and I got a Twitter alert that says that Adam Schefter has said that the Chiefs are placing kicker Harrison Butker on injured reserve due to a left knee injury. And Butker, who was on the practice field with his teammates yesterday, will require had gotten surgery. He tweeted this morning that surgery went well, and thanks fans for the prayers sent his way. To fill his spot, the Chiefs went ahead and signed kicker Spencer Schrader from the New York Jets practice squad, according to Schefter. So
the leading scorer in Chiefs history is out.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit, and that, like I told, like that's where that that's where that whole we've played more football than anybody over the past 5 years. That's where that conversation came from. Is this situation?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this does leave me in a bit of it makes me uncomfortable. Okay. And you know, it's supposed to. Anything out of the norm is always going to make you uncomfortable. But this makes me uncomfortable. It's not like we've been blowing guys out. The Lions are now.
We've had Amendola, we've had Matt Wright. I mean, it's nothing new, man. Just make sure the guy just has he's got the leg and everything. Schrader, it's just about consistency. It's just simple as that. Just him being consistent and not worried about what others are going to say, man, because it's part of the game. Just like you say, it comes with the territory. So
it does. It just leaves me a little uneasy. But if anybody's ready, if anybody's able to get him in the position that he needs to be in for success, it's Dave Toub and Andy Reid. Like, this is where I have to rely on the coaches and the training staff just to get him up to speed and for him to be able to do what he needs to do to be ready for something like what happened this last Sunday. So,
yeah. For real. All right, we're going to move on to our next segment, and this is one of my favorite segments. 3 standouts from Sunday. You know, as you guys know, we got that 9th win off of that blocked field goal, and there was 3 players that definitely impressed me, and they played a vital role in the team's thrilling last-minute win against the Broncos. And remember, there's no eye in team or in standouts, but these players and the crucial plays that they made were instrumental in the team's win. So here are my 3, and I'm going to start out with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt rushed 14 times for 35 yards, but brought in 7 out of 10 targets for 65 yards, catching the ball out of the backfield in the win over the Broncos. He unsurprisingly found running room at a premium against the Broncos defense, but he still made up for it, generating a team-high receiving yardage of the 65 and coming in second in both receptions and targets. He finished with 21 touches, 100 yards. So this got to be like his third or fourth game with over 100 yards from scrimmage. And his presence also balanced the offense where Mahomes, Kelsey, and D-Hop can, do their part to help the team win. And as you know, Hunt has stuck around the league for a long time due to his receiving skills. And, last Sunday proved that he is versatile and a dependable part of the passing game, even though he's not that exceptionally explosive. But it speaks volumes about what it'll be like when Pacheco comes back and when they share touches and playing time soon, which is definitely part of the backfield plan. And if the team wants to keep both players fresh, Hunt should mind an extra rest. But I just can't wait to see what it looks like. But Kareem definitely deserves that standout number 1.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Kareem was a workhorse for real. Like, he worked this last game, and he did an amazing job receiving.
Would not go down
at all. And then giving him that last touchdown. I think that's the correct game that I'm thinking about. Yeah. Man, it was a good looking win there. for him, especially considering he was sitting on his couch before the Chiefs came and picked him up. Like, I see people on TikTok like complaining about how are the Chiefs allowed to get away with this. 31 other teams had the option to sign Kareem.
Oh the Cowboys could have gotten Kareem Hunt.
31 other teams had the option to at least bring this kid in and take a look at him, see how he is, but y'all decided to not do that. Kareem, now I will say he did surprise me, no doubt. He surprised the snot out of me because I didn't know if he still had that. You know, I knew he had something, but I didn't know he had that. And but 31 other teams had the option to do this, just to even bring him in and take a look at him. But no one opted to do so. And so we called up an old friend that we had lost contact with and found a number, said, "Hey, big head, what's up?" And brought him on in, and bro, he's been a breath of fresh air in Chiefs Kingdom.
Absolutely, man. And it's wild just to see him back to being who he was before he left, man. And as you said it too, man. I think this is why we're doing so well running the ball, because Andy's been looking for that balance, that running back that will bring the balance to the offense. And Kareem was that guy before they took him away from us and everything. Yeah. And now he's back in the fold, and now we get Pacheco back, man. I mean, a strong running back duo could elevate a team, and Pop and Hunt could be among the league's best, man. I mean, we all know Pacheco's known for his speed, and he has the potential as a pass catcher, although he needs to refine his route running, but he still shows he has good hands. But once he comes back, utilize him in the open space will allow him to continue to be that fast and physical guy. But now he's returning from injury. He must be cautious when he returns, because you know there are going to be teams gunning for him and even try to strip the ball from him and even try to go for his legs. Yeah. So you got both tough runners, Pop and Hunt, but that what makes Hunt stand out. And I think Pacheco will try to get this from him, especially to try to become a better running back than he already is going forward. Hunt has the vision and the blocking skills, and he uses, the agility he has left to evade those defenders, and it's all up in here, man. And with the Chiefs creating space as they do, both can thrive, and like Pacheco could thrive there, especially with his speed as lightning and thunder. Hunt can continue to perform the way he does. So I'm all for it.
I'm here for it myself. I'm ready to see how both of them will be used, first of all.
Yeah.
And then second of all, how that could change the offense, even the wishbone sets, all like here, man, wishbone sets. It's just it. If I know Andy Reid, and I feel like I do, having those guys, like I think. Hold on, we play the Panthers this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next game is the Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raiders game is where you break out the things you want to do. Like, Pop is not. I don't even know if he's coming back this week. I doubt he's coming back for the Raiders game, because we want to. I feel like Andy might slow play this, might slow burn it.
Yeah,
because we still got a long season to go. We got a lot of games still left to play. We only in week 10, so that's a little bit under half the season. So we got to kind of slow burn this a little bit.
So in other words, you could say 8 games to go, and if you include the playoffs, basically 11 to go. So
essentially, so let's if we slow burn it and not put him in the Raiders game, or if you do put him in the Raiders game and just give him a minimal amount of touches, because originally my thought was bringing Pop back full force in the Raiders game. Now that I'm thinking about it, you might want to give him might want to let it slow burn, as long as Kareem is doing good with rehab and all that stuff, with rejuvenating himself, making sure he stays uninjured. You might want to slow burn this thing. You might want to, because it's a long season. It's a lot left, and we still got the playoffs after that. So,
yeah.
But, yeah.
So my second standout behind Kareem is number 13 cornerback Najee Johnson. Man, Johnson returned from concussion protocol in week 10, joining the group of 4 corners on the field for nearly every snap. He played 91% of the outside reps alongside McDuffie. Johnson stood out on Sunday as he had the most tackles with 10 tackles and 6 solo, which is also more tackles than any Chiefs defender that past Sunday, and had a sack, which was a 17-yard sack for a loss on Bo Nix, and that was the first of his career. And you got to give it up for Johnson, bro, because he really stepped up, because people were talking about him and how he's been playing. But you got to give credit to a guy who's really playing one of the most important positions in all of football in the NFL, and he never really did all that, except for the closest he did was slot cornerback, but he's showing you the versatility that he could play. Just like Christian Roland Wallace, he could play the outside, in the slot, and even safety. Just the versatility, and this team values that. So I got to give my credit to Johnson and to his mother who's watching, Keisha Brown. He's doing a great job. So shout out to Nazeeh Johnson.
I'm here for any. When this team started picking up guys that can do dual roles, I was here for it. I really was. The guys that could play when they picked up safeties that could play corner, linebackers that could play linemen, linebackers that could play defensive line, like those type of guys. I'm here for it because it affords you the ability to be able to disguise coverages even more effectively than you would be had those guys just been out there. You can disguise things so much, and it also brings you versatility in your game planning. So I enjoy that so much. And Nazeeh Johnson, he really did his thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's 5'10", 199 pounds, close to 200, played 3 seasons, the same amount of seasons as McDuffie, Watson, and Williams. And, he's just a versatile guy. He has the physical talent. I mean, 16 reps on the bench press, and he runs a 4.37. I mean, he has everything to become a quality NFL starter. He is fast. He demonstrates an understanding of route coverage. He needs to improve his consistency, his awareness, and especially his instincts in zone coverage. He's done most of his damage in man coverage, where he's definitely in your face, and he's done a great job. But because of that, the Chiefs have a reason to be optimistic about his future, though. So
absolutely. You'll need guys like him, because I don't know if this is the time to talk about this, but I don't know if certain people will be back next year.
I think I have a feeling what you mean. Yeah.
I don't know if this is the time to talk about it, so I'm not. But unless you want to, but I don't know if this is the time to talk about it. So I don't think that'll happen. So guys like him stepping up like this could bode well for him in the future.
Absolutely. And the way this next and final guy, my third guy, and we've been talking about him to begin the show, none other than Leo the Freak Chenal, man. I'm going to just tell you, man, when we drafted him, the moment I saw we drafted him, I got excited, because I'm like, we done drafted the freakiest linebacker athlete I've seen in a long time, based off of his measurables in the combine. Not only has he proven to be an up-and-coming starting NFL linebacker, showcasing his skills in stopping the run, rushing the passer, and covering receivers, he has actually a top 10 receiving grade among linebackers on Pro Football Focus. But those skills are also on display on that final play there, man. I mean, he blasted, just like what I said on the show Tuesday when I was on Chiefs Focus Live with JP and Quentin. He blasted through that line like Bobby Boucher off of The Water Boy, because there was, remember the part of the movie, water sucks. It really, really sucks. He blocked the field. Actually, he caught it and took it to the house. And that's what that reminded me of. Like, Leo really dived into that side of himself alongside Cochran and Mike Pennell. And I think Dana was out, and George Karlaftis, to get his hand position. Like, he blocked that ball like he was the Kime Mutombo. I wish he would have did the, no, nothing here. But just the way he did that, bro, was just crazy, man. And, he had 4 tackles, including that, blocked field goal. And that's the second blocked field goal of his career. And you got to give credit to Leo Chenal, man. And yeah, man, Leo is just that dude. And I was there at the parade when he climbed up on that bus and climbing them. I said, the first thing was, you could wrestle a bear, and number 2, no wonder why we drafted you. I'm glad, but I'm kind of a little disturbed. Like, dude, you a freak of an athlete, dude.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Dude was absolute. When I saw him jump on that bus like that, I was like, bye-bye, Willie Gay. You gone, bro. I'm sorry. I hate to see you
felt
go.
you saw it coming.
I hate to see you go. I knew that was the purpose in bringing him in the first place. But when I saw the freak athleticism, and I was like, if they could develop him to the point where his on the field awareness and his smarts line up with his freaky athleticism, Willie Gay will be gone. And so when they let him go, when they would let Willie go, I was like, they think they see something in Chenal that is allowing him to be a starter now. Bro, I have no complaints.
Me
None.
neither, bro.
None. He has been, like you said, the freaky athlete, but that, like you said, wrestle a bear. I have no doubt that he
and
could.
come out with the bear clothing, still had that smile on his face, like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, that's what he reminds me of, somebody he would do something like that. Like, yeah, bro.
Granted, it'd be a black bear. I don't think a grizzly or whatever, but a little black bear, I think he could do it.
Yeah, we're not presenting no violence against animals, folks. I'm just
Nah.
saying, just think about it. A guy with that strength and that speed too, and that
athleticism, just my goodness.
nah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, man. So that leads us to our final segment, and I know fans have been waiting for this because I feel like this is very important, and that's the 3 keys to victory against the Buffalo Bills. Because they have been wanting us for a long time. Fans are saying something disrespectful. They think they got their together and whatever, but it's like there's still some things that I've done my research to see that, and I know the Chiefs have done their research to know how they're gonna get y'all, man. So we're gonna delve into the 3 crucial takeaways. That could be very important as well, be very vital in this matchup against the Bills. And it starts with keep James Cook, the running back, contained, bro, because running back James Cook is their all-purpose player, showcasing his ability to make plays in both the passing and run game. He's their Jerick McKinnon. He's recorded 751 yards from scrimmage and 9 total touchdowns in 9 games. Actually, yeah, he only played 9 games as the Bills has played 10. But now newly acquired Bills receiver Amari Cooper. Just like him, Cook is one of their top weapons. Definitely going into this game. Suppose that Cooper is available to play because he's listed as questionable with a wrist injury. In that case, the key is to limiting their offense production will be to contain Cook and minimize the damage he can inflict with the ball. This places a significant emphasis on the D-line to penetrate effectively against the run, while our linebackers must remain disciplined in their coverages. No matter if it's man or zone against this guy, you need to do your job. That's number 1.
Agreed. No, I don't have any doubts about it. I don't disagree with any of that. Because it's easy to want to cover somebody else's stuff, make sure you saw busted coverage and you want to take that out. Now, you got to keep Cook contained. You got to stay disciplined in the gap discipline. It's tough to be gap disciplined because you see a guy like Cook, because he's a lot like what's that dude's name? The former Steeler that came to the Chiefs. Le'Veon Bell. He's a lot like Le'Veon Bell.
Lev Bell, yeah.
Yeah, he's a wait behind the line of scrimmage guy, and then when he sees the hole, go for it. A patient runner.
Yeah.
And so that means gap discipline is necessary. Gap discipline is absolutely necessary here with Cook. And so guys like Cochran and all those guys, I think I got the right one. I got the wrong guy. But Leo, your linebacker core needs to stay.
Nick. Yep.
Yes. Gap discipline. So you're right. Keeping Cook contained is absolutely one of them.
Nick Bolton, we're looking at you. You stop Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
Looking for this one here, man.
Nick Bolton, this might be his game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then that leads me to number 2. And this guy, it's been announced that he will not be playing Sunday. But that doesn't mean to take away from this, which is that Dalton Kincaid is going to be out Sunday, folks. That's right. So yeah, that means Dawson Knox, who's had definitely 100-yard games against us before, is definitely important to look into. And then also Khalil Shakir, because Dalton Kincaid and Shakir is Josh Allen's two best targets, and then you got Amari Cooper, who's going to be coming in this game. They're going to try to get Knox going, but we don't know if Knox is the same guy that we saw previously when he put up those numbers on us. But Shakir will be definitely part of the game plan along with Cook in the passing game. So me by saying that is saying this: if limiting Cook is a top priority, the second is to disrupt the connection between Josh Allen and Shakir or Cooper, assuming that Kincaid can play, but Kincaid, he's gone. And also, you just got to shut down Knox. We cannot allow these guys to be a significant presence in the red zone, while Allen will also demonstrate the ability to make plays between the 20-yard lines. So that's why that's important. We cannot let any of Allen's past weapons, not named James Cook, get open, especially Kincaid's replacement, Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox is a good tight end. Okay. Like, people underestimate him because he doesn't have a bunch of huge catches, a bunch of catches and all that, but he's a really solid tight end. He was a solid tight end coming out of college. And he's sneaky good. He's not a Dallas Goedert. He's not a what's the kid up there for the Vikings? I can't think his name.
TJ Hockenson.
He's not a TJ Hockenson. He's not the guy that's going to stretch the field long ways. He can do it, but he's not typically that guy.
Yeah.
But Dawson Knox can come up to really, he can, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. He'll get you 10 here, 5 there, 7 there, and next thing you know, you look up and he could have 80 yards. So you got to make sure, and tight ends have been our Achilles heel. So So that's going to be something to watch. You're fortunate that you don't have Dalton Kincaid.
Because he would have given us trouble.
We are fortunate that Dalton Kincaid is out. Okay, fortunate.
But you got to watch out for Shakir, though. Shakir is the second guy after. You got to watch out for him.
Got guys, and they could get us with 1,000 cuts because, like I said, the tight ends are the problem. And if you do any homework on the Chiefs, that tight end is our Achilles heel. But hey, you can't. Here's the thing: you can't allow both tight ends to go off. Pick your poison. Whomever it's going to be, you let that person go off, and you make sure you limit every other blade of grass on the field.
Yeah,
you can't do it all. So you got to figure out something. And unless you're getting Josh Allen consistently, I don't see how you'll be able to stop at least one of these guys. So one or the other, take one of those guys' games away and then go from there. You know Absolutely. What I mean? Force somebody else to get you.
Absolutely. And then that also leads me to my final key to victory. And it's just as simple as this, because the last 2 weeks, man, our offense is doing great because we got the D-Hop move and everything else like that. But it does present some problems, and that makes me to say we got to play a clean offensive game. Protect Mahomes. Left tackles, right tackles, Jawan Taylor, Wanye Morris, Kingsley Suamataia, step your game up. I'm sorry. No excuses. I don't want to hear, no, play the game. You knew what you signed up for, man. For the third consecutive week, the Chiefs will face a defense known for its physical front. The offensive line, especially the tackles, has allowed Mahomes to be sacked 8 times in the last 2 games. That's not a good look. That's 4 sacks per game allowed by majority the tackles. You cannot allow that because our interior hasn't allowed a sack on Mahomes all year. However, as demonstrated in last week's game against the Broncos, the key to taking advantage of this situation is to minimize mistakes, just such as turnovers, penalties, and allowing sacks. Jawan Taylor, I don't want to see you allowing a sack and then you're on the ground like this. I don't want to see that shit no more. Excuse me. I'm just going to say it. So if the offense runs smoothly and addresses its uncharacteristic errors from the game against the Broncos, it will significantly increase the chances of securing a victory and leaving Buffalo with a victory.
Two things. To me, what this does is it ensures that to me, if I'm Brett Veach, this tells me that I need to at least keep the interior good. Okay. So that means I'm re-signing Trey.
Oh, yeah.
This offseason.
Definitely. I would resign Trey, man, and I love Nick Bolton, but if that was a business decision, I have to go with Trey, man, because you're talking about protecting your future.
That's my point. And you see how bringing in guys that are unknowns could weaken a weakness.
Yeah.
This is a weakness for us. The tackles are a weakness for us. Okay. And the more things that you can shore up on the offensive line, the more things you can shore up on the offensive line, the better. You don't need questions like that. And our interior offensive line is the best part of our offensive line game.
Not just that, but the best in the entire NFL, bro.
I was trying to be modest, but I agree with you. So that tells me that Trey should get signed this offseason. He should get signed this offseason because it ain't going to happen before then.
Absolutely.
That's number one. Number two, yeah, man, the tackle situation is not good. On either side. Juwan was a major and here's the thing. The Chiefs hit so much on certain things, on certain aspects of the game. They hit so much. Two drafts ago, you hit with almost everybody. It's tough to watch these guys that they find that don't work out very well. It's tough to swallow that pill because we actually paid Juwan Taylor left tackle money. Left tackle money. And it's tough to watch that pill get swallowed to say, you're a problem, bro. This is an issue. And then the tackle situation has been an issue. You signed Juwan Taylor to a right tackle to a left tackle deal. You go two different positions or two of the same positions in two different drafts, two left tackles in two drafts, and both of them haven't been amazing, but your higher draft pick has not outperformed the third round draft pick, which it's tough to swallow that pill, right?
I think it's all mentally in here with Kingsley, man, and it's just simple.
It's in his head with Kingsley. He was getting worked by Chuba Hubbard. It's not Chuba, right?
No,
it's not Hubbard. Hubbard's the running back. The Bengals.
Trey Hendrickson. The last sack on the Broncos that dude whipped him, bro. I was crying. No, Kingsley. No. I was like, no.
He made Trey Hendrickson made Kingsley look like a little kid. I'm sorry. It was hurtful. It hurt my feelings. Okay, that's how bad he was getting worse. So they were taking him out, and yeah, this might be a hit to his confidence, but it might take this season and the off season to get him ready. He needs to get ready, and so it's tough to see the whiff, and it sucks that it happened. But hey, things happen, and we got to get better offensive line play. So those are my two takeaways from that. I figured Trey will be here because that you can't go into the next season talking about who we're gonna get a tackle, two tackles. We got to figure out the two tackle situation, and we got to figure out a guard situation. Not happening. Trey will be here. Mark my words. Say it now, remember it later.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this too. I actually hope they consider this down the road. They might have to put Joe Tooney back at left tackle if it comes down to that and put Caliendo in his spot at left guard.
They might have to re-sign your boy. They might because I just forgot about that. His contract's coming up.
Yeah. He actually might take a pay cut just to stay.
Just because he's older. That's the only reason I think he would. So to shore up the offensive line, you got three interior guys. Like you get I agree with you. You might have to put him out there. This is a breaking case of emergency situation. And if this continues to happen the rest of this offseason, the rest of this season, yeah, this is an emergency situation. Okay. It just is. So you can't allow that to happen. I don't want Pat to get back to being comfortable running for his life. Okay.
Right.
That's when he starts playing hero ball. That's when he starts playing cowboy ball. This is not Texas Tech. We're not going guns up. Okay. Not happening. Is that Texas Tech?
Guns up. Yeah. Wreck them. Yeah. Guns up.
Wreck 'em. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm sorry. But Pat will go there if it's needed. No.
Mm-hmm.
No,
and he doesn't need to. He's learning to be an actual NFL quarterback and also playing it balanced and also not going for the jugular, the 50-yard bombs every time just because fans want to see that. Fans need to start getting out of fantasy world, being in reality, bro. Like straight up, man. Just it's just what it is, man. But absolutely. Yeah. So, but there were two final points I wanted to. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, do you?
Okay, I was going to make two final points before we just end this, and we're going with the show. Just keep this in mind, and it's a little mini segment within a segment I like to add on to the show. It's called "Keep This in Mind," so we can say I'm adding two more things for fans to look at because these could be very essential and vital to us winning too. First, consider that the Bills kickoff coverage unit sucks. I said this Tuesday on Chiefs Live before we left, and I'm going to say it again before we leave today. They suck. So if you guys are watching, they have allowed 31, close to 32 yards per kick return. That's the fourth highest in the league allowed. They're terrible. And on top of that, they allowed DJ Dallas from the Cardinals to score a 96-yard kickoff return touchdown on them. So McCole, Penrod, or Carson, I'm looking at y'all. Please run it down their throats. And also Kareem and Samaje, if I were you guys, I would look at how their run game plays because this season, the Bills have allowed rushing offenses to put up an average of almost 5 yards a carry, bro. 5 yards a carry. And that's third overall in the NFL, the most allowed. And then on top of that, they have allowed 10 rushes of 20 or more yards. Actually, I think that they're sixth overall in that category because after what you saw last night with Saquon Barkley going against the Commanders are in fifth place. But still, there are some things that you need to look at there that's presenting the Chiefs an opportunity to take advantage and go for the win there. So there you guys go. So what was you going to say, bro?
No. I think you ended it perfectly. I think those are great points. And I'm gonna have a segment header for that. Keep this in mind. We gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So that's a great segment. So that's all I got, man. That's all I got. Well, if there's nothing else, you got any last thoughts before we end the show?
Chiefs Kingdom, this is probably the game of the year, and just get ready. Whatever happens, win or lose, this is still Chiefs Kingdom. We're still going to go for that three-peat, man, because this is never easy. Remaining undefeated is never easy, but just happy Red Friday. Enjoy this because it's probably the biggest Red Friday of the season probably, and, just get ready, guys, because get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a great game, and look forward to getting back, me and Thiz getting back here and giving this information to you guys and allow us to be ourselves up on here. And I'm glad to be back here with you, Thiz, and also to be here with you guys today. Thank you.
I'm going to say this. This might be your biggest game of the year, but it's not. Don't overlook the rest of it. Like this is the biggest game of the year, no doubt. You look on the schedule, ain't nothing else but probably what's the word I'm looking for? They're divisional opponents, but they suck. And by the time we get to Denver again, we could be resting periodically. So think about this as a game that you need to win. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world.
Absolutely.
This is not a crash out moment. So with that being said, that's all I have. And if nothing else, if you got anything else, and we say it right here, if nothing else, we bid you all adieu. Deuces.